Horoscopes for November for Aries 2012. Aries continues to have Uranus visiting its first house while also continuing to be retrograde. This means their fight for freedom they seek will still be a struggle to find because the planet is in retrograde. Our energy seems to diminish during this time, but don't fret over it. Don't worry. Be patient because in the end you'll end up finding that freedom that you're searching for. The second house, which is the house of money, is not affected by any planets at this time. Now, it doesn't mean you won't be receiving any money, but what it does mean is that your financial situation will remain constant. The third house, which is the house of short trips and siblings, we find something very unusual. We find the black moon along with the white moon. This means that there's a struggle between your psyche and your soul. Since we have the black moon falling on this house, I'd wait a few months to travel to avoid any uncomfortable situations, such as loss of luggage, planes being delayed, etc. It's nothing dangerous, but it will ruin your day, and we don't want that. However, if you're prepared to expect the unexpected, then it won't matter much to you. The one thing is that Jupiter, being the major benefactor, is also affecting the third house. So we find a struggle between Jupiter and the black moon, but Jupiter in general tends to win. So even though we find ourselves sad and perhaps melancholic over our siblings due to the black moon, having Jupiter reflected on the third house, it will help us pull us out of the unknown sadness. So don't worry too much, it's just for a little while. And also having the full moon, which is in Gemini, in your third house, means you will be closing a cycle. This house seems to be affected strangely, but overall it will yield positive results. Aries, your fourth, fifth, and sixth house are not affected at all. Things will remain constant. Your seventh house, though, we find Venus in Libra, which is opposed to you. So Aries, this is an excellent month for you to have a spectacular relationship with your partner or a business associate. Give love to receive love, as the old saying goes. As we all know, Saturn entered Scorpio last month, so it's the first month we find Scorpio in Aries, which is in their 8th house. Saturn in the 8th house will limit your sexual encounters, okay, due to illnesses, due to possibly not having a partner, stress, long trips away, or for whatever other reason. But during the sex, it will be affected in the next month and a half. Saturn will be affecting your sex life. It's trying to teach you to use your sexual energy in other ways in your life. Aries, your 9th house, we find a conjunction between Mars and Mercury, which means you will have great energy in your life and be able to speak out freely, increasing your lines of communication with others for the better. Now we find Pluto on the 10th house, which is the 10th house is your professional career and also your parents. So be very careful with a possible misunderstanding or a fight within your own professional career or with your own parents, because the quadrature is taking place from Pluto to Capricorn, but at the same time we find the Wheel of Fortune in your 10th house. This means that it will be bringing you some satisfaction in your professional career. Just remember, Aries, to control yourself in all ways possible and try not to be so impulsive.